All right, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Sitting here drinking my new coffee, which is my lemon, ginger, and honey concoction. Last night's probably one of my worst nights. It was a lot of pain in my back. Had a hard time getting comfortable last night. I had to keep shifting. And it was physically night 8. So I have been advised that 8 through 21 are your worst nights, days. If you're going to take a downward spiral or have to go to the hospital for bad lungs or whatever, it will occur those days. You either get better or get worse. So I didn't get worse. I'm just saying it was a lot of pain. So officially woke up this morning and the almighty positive results came. Not tripping, just letting y'all know. I had already expected it. I did. I already knew. I physically knew. But for those of you that were like, girl, you don't have it, I already knew. And yes, did not do any of the things that everybody you keep seeing on social media that everybody went to. Everybody's breaking their neck trying to get to the beauty shops and going to church services. And I didn't do any of that stuff. Didn't go to nail salons. Didn't do any of that. COVID still came to me. So that just go to show you. This was also to show you guys, remember what I said on my other video? Which, by the way, so many people have shared that video and have inboxed me. Total strangers have inboxed me, even the news outlet. Wow, couldn't believe it. I've been contacted from a couple of news outlets wanting to know, did I care to be interviewed? I was just telling y'all how my personal journey, but if it came across as informative, that's all I can say. And I hope people are learning from it. That's all I can say. Because I know I'm learning from this myself, because I can't find anybody that's going through and speaking from my level. So I don't know if people are ashamed or they just don't want to talk about it. I don't know. Anyway, that's why I said that with the symptoms that I had, that is why I feel more people are going to be spreading COVID-19, because they're not expecting what I had to be COVID-19. If I was not that in tune with my body, or if it's allergy season, if people had just thought, oh, there ain't nothing wrong with me, I just had a bad case of diarrhea and just kept on going, or some people just might have been like, oh, I just got a little dizzy, maybe I needed to eat, and just kept going, and they're just going on with their day, and they're just still going around people, and they're all of these people that don't want to wear masks, and they're acting like that it's just the end of the world for them to have to put a mask on, and they're still going around each other, and they're still hugging each other and being in the comfort of other people. That is why this is going to keep spreading. And that's why I said that. That's why in my video yesterday, I said this is going to keep infecting more people, because most people don't even realize what the symptoms are, or could be what some of the symptoms are, because we're so conditioned for fever and cough. That is what we've been hearing since January of this year. Look for fever and look for cough and hard time breathing. That's all we know. But yet there are other things that you can also be aware of, that if you're not also looking for those, you could possibly have COVID. And I think with school about to start, and some of these schools really pushing go to school, that if the only thing that they're having these administrators, and they're thinking that these teachers are going to be standing in a hallway with a thermometer doing head checks, that if somebody doesn't have a fever, that they're going to be fine. You're going to have a school full of sick COVID-19 people, because I have still not had a fever. I barely have a pulse, which is, somebody asked, what does this do? This oximeter. So one of the difficulties with COVID-19 is it limits your breathing, your lung capacity. So if the thing that you want to do, and that they realize, by they, I mean the health officials realizes, that everybody can't go to the hospital. They just know that. And they need the hospital to be open for those who are in dire need. So our elderly, our children, those who have underlying underlying health conditions, because eventually those people are going to get sick. And if all of us who are able-bodied can take care of ourselves with some of the things that I mentioned yesterday, Mucinex, Tylenol, and you can flip over in bed, they need for us to do that, because all of us can't just go to the hospital and have doctors take care of us. So an oximeter, it measures your lung capacity, or your O2. So what you do, I got mine off Amazon. You can go anywhere. I just did Amazon because I'm not leaving. But I haven't been leaving. That's the funny part. This isn't nothing new. You turn it on. You stick your ring finger in. It measures. And this is nothing new. This isn't nothing that came out because of COVID. If you know anybody that has been suffering asthma, or a lot of these households that have kids that have asthma, they're already used to this. And it does a pulse. It does your heartbeat. And so you want to be over 90. Anything less than 90 in your capacity, like I'm 96 and then my pulse is 123. So you want to always be over 90. That just means that you have your O2 levels are above, and it's good. Less than 90, it's really critical, and that's when you need to seek emergency medical attention. So it allows you to monitor yourself at home. And honestly, until there's a cure probably for COVID, every household probably need to get one of these, because this stuff is probably going to be going around for a minute. And we're going to be basically our own doctors and nurses. And the good thing is that I'm self-isolating as best as possible at home. I am wearing a mask when the grandkids are over here. When it comes to Cedric, everybody keep asking, what about Cedric? I never had a cough. I never had a fever. Technically, my contagious day, if you want to say that I was contagious, was that first day, that night when I had all the symptoms, and the confusion and the scratchy throat and the shakiness that day. And the kids weren't even here. It was just me and Cedric. So ironically, he was on one couch and I was on another, and we stayed apart the whole day. And I slept. So that was my contagious day, as the doctor has said. And I still didn't have a fever. I never broke a fever. Just like any other illness, you're contagious when there's a fever. It's like any other disease, anything else. There's no fever, you're typically not contagious. I never coughed, not one day. But even still, wearing a mask, still being proactive, I'm technically off of quarantine. And on the 23rd, I don't have to wear a mask if I don't choose to. I probably still will here in the house, just grandmama, and I just want to make sure that my grandkids are safe and just that they're good. Probably when it's just me and Cedric, no, I won't. But nothing else has physically changed. I have not been leaving the house anyway, so nothing new as far as self-quarantining changed for myself at this house. Only thing is that I'm wearing a mask in the house and not just when I walk outside. Like I said, the pain last night was a little high. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little up there. But I'm still trying to just get this stuff out of me. I mean, I can't really say off my chest, just out of me. COVID is a painful thing, and unless you're going through it, that's really all I can say. I really hope you don't have to, but I hope this is informative to those who are watching it. And go get the test. Being afraid to get the test is not going to help the situation. The swab is not painful. It doesn't hurt. All these people acting a fool on those videos, I don't know what their issue is. I can't tell you. And yes, to each their own. I can only tell you about our situation. We did not physically have to do 2 separate type of quarantines. But again, I never had a fever and I never had a cough. If you and your spouse, y'all might have, or your family, your situation might be different, because if you have a fever, if you have a cough, y'all might have to separately go to different households or rooms or a hotel room, because you're now contagious. So do not use me as a guinea pig. That just happens to be what my situation was. And per my doctor, so don't sit there and go, oh, you should have did this, you're contaminating your family. No, per my doctor, who is a medical professional, My only day that he was concerned about was the first day, and I never had a fever. I barely was 98.6. That's real talk. I was 98.1 all day. So I was never contagious in that matter. But he still was being proactive and was just like, wear a mask if you just choose to wear a mask, because we're wearing masks anyway. So as everybody already knows, the mask is a double protection. It's for everybody. So I'm doing it anyway, not because of the fact of being in fear of giving it to the kids. I just want to make sure, because maybe they have it as well, and I don't want to be getting it back. As to the antibodies, it is known, or they're saying that now that I have had it, if the antibodies are in my body, the good thing is that I will more than likely probably not get it again, as long as I have antibodies and it doesn't mutate. So happy about that part, I guess. We'll see. That might be the positive. Who knows? But I'll keep you abreast. But yes, officially positive. Oh well.